What's up, guys? Brett Okamoto, ESPN, joined by MMA manager Ali Abdelaziz. A good time to just to have a beginning of the year chat with Ali. Obviously, he's got a full roster, and this guy always seems to know everything that's going on in the sport of MMA. So, Ali, I'll just start with some of the sort of hot questions that this sport is asking about. Who is going to be headlining UFC 300? Is it Leon Edwards and Belal Muhammad, or is it something else?
I honestly, I don't know who's going to headline the UFC 300. I think you can ask Dana White about that, but you know, I hopefully Belal and Leon can settle their score and fight on this card. But it doesn't matter. Belal will fight anywhere, Ramadan, not Ramadan. And he's ready to become the welterweight champion. I think he's on one of the greatest run. If UFC 10-fight winning streak, who beat Stephen Thompson, he beat Basante, he beat so many different guys who in the top 10. He have more win the top 10 guys than anyone in the division right now, right? Love him or hate him, you earn things, and he earned it. And when he fought Gilbert, Dana said the winner will get a title shot, and that's what happened. They both stepped in on a short notice fight, and Dana gave his word. And listen, at the end of the day, I know Dana for 20 years. And Dana gave his word. He always come through with me. I don't know, but I understand it's a business too, but there's nobody deserving to fight for the welterweight title. Belal is getting ready to go to Dagestan here very soon as he signed his contract, and he will do most of his camp in Dagestan.
So when he goes to Dagestan, is that that's with Habib? Like, he will be training with the whole team, but is Habib like the head coach over there, or is he kind of taking a step back?
Habib is the guru. Habib is the mind. Listen, Habib is he loved Belal. I don't know what he's going to be involved, but listen, Islam Makhachev is a southpaw. Leon Edwards is a southpaw. Some of the best fighters in the world is there. A lot of guys people doesn't even know about them, right? And I think a lot of wrestlers there. Leon looks like he's going to try to wrestle Belal, and Belal is going to try to strike with him. That's the game plan. He said, I'm going to box with him, chest to chest. Belal don't believe Leon Edwards can box. He's a great kickboxer, but I'm talking, that's what, he think. And I think Belal, listen, he's proven. Knocked out Sean Brady, one of the best welterweights in the world. Just keeping surprising us back to back. Said, you can't finish a fight. Boom, knock out Sean Brady, right? Basante Luka knocked him out. He come back, beat him, And Basante is my guy too. Have a big fight for him coming soon. The UFC will announce it. But Belal is deserving. And even, listen, I know it's a lot of guys in the division, they like him. They don't like him. You still have to respect him, And I can tell, but I can get on your nerves too sometimes. Some of the stuff he's saying, it make people mad. But guess what? When you feel like you earn something and not giving it to you, you will be annoying. You talk crazy to people, and you can do whatever you want, right? But at the end of the day, it's his time. And I think all the top 5 welterweight in the world or top 10, they know it's his time. And I believe they all, Belal, even Leon, he respect Belal. You understand? How you not respect a guy, right? They all those guys in the way, Leon, Edward, Kamaru, they all respect each other because they've been in with each other, or they know they are the best, right? One guy maybe nobody respects is Kobe Covington, because who he is as a person, right? But I think all those guys, they respect each other, and it's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Islam Makhachev, helping Leon train. He's the southpaw. What is next for Islam? He's come out and said he's not really super interested in any rematches. When and who could we next see Islam against?
I think it's obvious, man. Justin Gaethje, he said, "Hey, fight Fazif." A guy nobody really know him. He wouldn't fight Fazif. Go fight Dustin Poirier. Boom, go ahead and fight Dustin Poirier, right? He's on a 12-fight winning streak. Phenomenal fighters, one of the greatest entertainment fighters we've ever seen. He have the BMF title now. I don't know what is that weight, but when Masvidal have a weight a lot. But him and Islam, it's a history. He fought Khabib. Now he fought in the Khabib Paraji, and he earned it. He earned it. But Justin Gaethje is a guy never been given it. He wants something to be given to him. He earned it with sweat and blood and tear inside the cage. Islam Makhachev, very interesting to fight in him. But Islam, he did this quote in a PI. He have to hold on to it. He said, doesn't matter who, when, and how. I'll fight anybody they give me. My opinion, and I don't know if my opinion means much, but, Justin Gaethje has earned it. And Islam really excited about fighting him. At the end of the day, it's a business. And, everybody's making deals and they're making monies. And I don't believe fighters should sit around, wait for a title shot, right? I just don't think it's good for the sport, good for the fighter, good for the business. I think, guys, when you're ready, you need to fight. Like Beneil Dariush, he was so close. He said, hey, fight this guy. Boom, fight Charles Oliveira, lost. Fight Arman. He fought Arman. And Beneil Dariush should be getting a lot of credit because he stepped up when nobody else want to step in that division. And it is what it is. He'll be back. Beneil's always take a couple steps back and go 10 forward, and this is who he is as a person, and we all love him and respect him for
that. Whether it's Gaethje, whether it's obviously I think the other name would be Charles Oliveira, but if it is Gaethje, if it is Charles Oliveira, when do you think Islam would fight? I think a lot of us on the outside are they're looking at that Saudi deal that happens in March. Is that a possibility for Islam, or do you anticipate him fighting later?
No, listen, the deal was Islam, to fight March 9. And, of course, the UFC have a headline already, Afshan O'Malley. They said we can, he's the main event. And it was not, it didn't work out this way. They did, said fight in February, but it was too close to his fight. The one he just fought, And it is what it is. He's just gonna wait before Ramadan, or maybe the UFC calls tomorrow. So O'Malley's out. We need Islam. Maybe you can fight March 9, right? Islam is always training. He's always in shape. He's a professional. I never see anybody. Habib is the GOAT. Is the greatest. Is nobody gonna even come close to who he is. Anybody. But when it comes to being professional from Dagestan, I never see anybody from Dagestan is more professional than Islam. This guy doesn't eat sugar. Don't eat really bread. He's on, it's crazy how disciplined he is. And from Dagestan, where we eat as Muslim and we like sugar, we like to eat this kind of stuff, he's just so disciplined. And I think, he's the pound for pound king for a reason. He's the guy to beat in the whole UFC, not just in his division. He's the guy you want to, try to beat him. And good luck with that, because he's one of the baddest dudes on the planet. He already beat Oliveira, make it look easy. Gaethje bring challenges. Habib said Gaethje was the hardest guy ever hit him. He said the hardest guy ever kicked him, right? And I think it's a phenomenal fight, him and Gaethje. But at the end of the day, too, these guys in the UFC office make this decision. I just make a recommendation and I'll fight. Yeah. Maybe sometimes I win fight, sometimes I lose fight, but it depends how they feel.
Obviously, like you said, there was hope that he would fight in March. So if that card stays intact and O'Malley headlines it against Cheeto, you would expect Islam to fight in the first half of the year, though, right? I mean, we're not talking about a really extended layoff here.
No, he's going to fight right after Ramadan, June, end of May, June. Islam will be ready. Yeah. It's no problem. But, the holy months of Ramadan, as a Muslim, you're not supposed to fight, or you try to avoid fighting, Mm-hmm. But Belal get a title shot. One thing too, Belal fought in Ramadan, not Ramadan. He didn't really care. Belal did what the UFC asked him to do. Step in with Leon on short notice. Okay. Stop it to fight Gabriel on short notice. Okay. He always said yes to everything. And historically, Dana White, Sean, Hunter, all those guys, when guys act like that, they get taken care of. And I have a hard time to believe they will not take care of Belal, me personally. But I see a lot of crazy things happen, but I'm 100% advocated Belal. Nobody deserves it more than him. And you can't take it away from him. Yeah. That's just my opinion.
Let's stick with that the group in Dagestan. And I know that you've kind of texted me about this to the side, and that is you're having some trouble getting Umar Nurmagomedov a fight. Can you just tell me sort of what that experience has been like, and what do you think is going to ultimately happen with Umar?
Listen, everybody, I'm going to mention their name. I respect. I have no problem with them, and I think they're all great fighters, great champions. Habib was one of the hardest guys to get fights for. Islam Makhachev was the hardest guy to get fight for. Umar is not even close. He's one of the hardest guys in history. And I'm going to tell you something. I see it. Sean Shelby, who was on the phone, on the email, trying to get him a fight. even went to Hunter and this guy tried to get him a fight. I'm talking about when a guy who's an executive, he has so much things to do, try to get him a fight. And they get on the phone and not telling me. I know for sure, 100%, the UFC did everything they can to get Umar a fight. Ralph Funk, injured. Dominic Cruz, injured. Corey Sanhagen, injured. Peter Young, turn it down. Ralph Funk, like it's everybody. It become injured or they turn it down. And I'll be honest with you, like I'm not trying to pick on nobody. If you have not fought for almost 2 years, Dominic Cruz haven't fought for 2 years. Why even in the ring? Zabit Magomedsharipov, he was not fighting for a year, and it was not his fault. He got taken out of the ring. If you just in a way, it's okay. Like you're a legend, great champion, but don't hold the spot for this guy. Don't take the spot from this guy. I think is what make me mad. People sit on their ring and they want to fight. Kamaru Usman is number 1. 10 days notice. Jump. You know what? I train my guys to fight. I don't train my guys to be like just not doing a fight. And listen, I understand Corey Sanhagen is injured. I respect Corey Sanhagen so much. He's a great guy. Figueiredo is injured. But at the same time, he wants to fight Cody Garbrandt. Like, are you injured? Try to fight Cody Garbrandt. I like the fight for Cody Garbrandt too. You can just say, I don't want to fight Omar because I think Omar will beat me. All of you, if you guys think Omar beat me, just be honest about it. Don't say I'm injured, I'm this, I'm this. I'm just saying, hey, I don't think I can beat this man. I think this man is untouchable. Listen, matter of time. Fight him now better before he can get better. Because if we get better, we see the progression of Khabib. He was good. He become great. He become legendary. He become the GOAT. I'm telling you, Umar going to be a champion. And he's going to be a champion for a long time. And none of these guys in the top 15 is going to beat him. You understand? None of these guys are going to beat him. And honestly, I don't know how I feel about this guy, but I respect Sean O'Malley. You know why? Sean O'Malley is the only guy talking about Umar. He's the only guy. Nobody talking about Umar. You understand? Nobody talking about Umar but Sean O'Malley. People was willing to get cut from the UFC and not fight Umar. Guy, he's human. He got 2 legs, 2 arms, he has 2 eyes, and you have the same. And it's not the last name. Promise you, everybody says, oh, it's the last name. Omar is one of the baddest dudes on the planet. Right now, I believe Omar, Patrick Mix, top 2 guys in the world right now. I believe that. And not because they're my guys, you know what I'm saying? And you have to give respect to O'Malley too. He's amazing, Whatever he's doing for the division, I think is great.
So what do you think is going to happen with Umar then? Are you going to end up having to take an unranked opponent?
I believe the UFC will get him a fight March 9. You know what Omar said? Give me a guy, a new signing, somebody old, somebody young, anybody. He said, just send me the contract. I don't need to know who. Just send me a contract, and I'll fight anyone you want me to fight.
Well, you mentioned one guy that's not doing that is Kamaru, and what is up next for Kamaru? What can we expect out of 2024 for Kamaru?
Brother, nobody like Kamaru. I don't care. Nobody like Kamaru. Kamaru. I'm telling everybody I ever managed. Kamaru don't care about the weight cut. He don't care about when he fight. He don't care about nothing. Kamaru was going to pick a fight with people because nobody will fight him. Nobody will fight him. UFC had to force people to fight him. You know what I'm saying? They have to strip people from their title to fight him. This coward Corey Covington, right? But in a way, Kamaru's like a chameleon, man. He stand alone. One of the nicest dudes ever. One of the most savages ever. And listen, let's talk about Kamaru lost 3 fights, right? Fought Leon Edward, whipped his ass for 4 rounds, got cut. Second round, many people thought Kamaru won. Very close fight. After that fight comes out, one of the baddest dudes on the planet, I think comes out to be a middleweight champion, I believe. If there's 2 more rounds, what will happen in this fight? Coming off the couch, Kamaru was going all over Europe, hanging out, partying, enjoying for 10 days. And he come back home for 10 days, and he went straight to Abu Dhabi again. The jet lag alone from this 10 days is 2 weeks. That shows you who's Kamaru Dana White's favorite fighter is Kamaru Usman. 100%. Khabib and Kamaru Usman, I never see Dana give more respect to them than these guys. Because they never choose opponent. They don't care who they fight. And Kamaru especially. Khabib have to cut the weight. He needed time. Kamaru don't care. Middleweight, welterweight, light heavyweight. He was willing to fight Jan Blachowicz as light heavyweight. And Kamaru is going to go down. He's the greatest welterweight of all the time. He's top 5, one of the greatest ever, in my opinion. And his behavior. Young guys, watch Kamaru Usman's career. Kamaru make plenty money. Not being just a great fighter. Being step on time when nobody wanted. When COVID, when nobody wanted. When Gilbert Burns got COVID, he was really eating. Flew to Houston and come back and fought. Went to fight Allen and fought. You know what I'm saying? It's like what Kamaru has done in this company is unmatchable. This is my opinion. My opinion, Khabib is always Kamaru and Khabib is always gonna be like together because the respect I have both of them. Kamaru in the fight game did things nobody did. Khabib changed generations. You know, that's why all the time they like neck to neck, right? But you know, at the end of the day, you know, I think Kamaru do whatever the F he wants at this point of his career. But Kamaru won this title back. You know, Kamaru say he want to see who's the guy who's next for the title, and maybe we'll fight him. And Kamaru, you know, we right now is like, you know, I think I think a couple more fights or one fight left on his deal, and everything will be good. It's always easy business with Kamaru. No like hiccups and none of the stuff. It's always great.
So you say fight somebody who's next for the title. I think everybody knows that would be Shavkat Rakhmonov after Belal. Could we see that fight, Kamaru and Shavkat?
At the end of the day, you know, they're from the same gym. You know, I prefer not to, but you have Gilbert Burns there, the same gym. Vicente Lucas there. Shavkat there, Kamaru there. The only guy I'm gonna feel bad is Henry Hoof because he have all these guys here. But you know, at the end of the day, they're professionals. These guys professional. They're the best in the world, 100%. Nobody better than these guys in the world. And sometimes they have to make some decisions. And it's not me. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, let's fight Shavkat. No, you know, at the end of the day, that's not what I do. At the end of the day, they all grown people. They have great coaches. Kamaru also have Trevor Whitman in his corner. And I don't know if this is even a fight. Kamaru won or the UFC won, but I know Kamaru will fight anybody. You understand? For the right price, I think Kamaru will fight me. 100%. I think he would like to fight you for free.
I'm pretty sure
because I get on his nerve. And he would like to beat me. And sometimes he tries. But, you know, Kamaru, man, people will appreciate Kamaru when he retired. Not now. You know what I'm saying? Because Kamaru, people appreciate Justin Gaethje when he retired, for sure. Kamaru, 100%. Because Kamaru just put so much joy in people, his life. How you don't appreciate this guy, right? Yeah. You know.
You mentioned Patchy Mix earlier, and then obviously you have Umar Nurmagomedov, who's a Bellator champion. Do you have any clarity, like what to expect next year when it comes to Bellator, not only your champions, but some of these other guys who are with the promotion?
Man, you know, now I think Bellator, PFL, Bellator, they have their own little army. To be honest with you, you know, they have, you know, they have Pete. I think Pete is a great businessman. I do. They have Don. Don is a savage. He's a maniac. Like honestly, man, I love Don. I love Don. You have Ray, who I think if they made a union one day, he'll be the head of the union for the fighter because he will advocate for the fighters. And you bring Mike Hogan on board. My opinion, he's top 3 or 4 best mind in MMA of all the time. This is my opinion, right? Easiest guy to deal with. Sometimes he talk with you. 2 guys like that, hunters like that too. He talk with you and sometimes, fuck, why did I do that? You understand? He got just ways making feel people better. and making people feel better, doing certain things to make you comfortable, make you feel safe, right? About giving. I never did business with Bellator before. When I started doing business with Mike Hogan, I said, okay, now I have, I think, 40 fighters in Bellator, something like that. And they all bring something so unique. Pete is cool and collective. Mike is wild and crazy. Ray is just straight as they come. And I think, bro, and honestly, like with them with Mike Hogan now, I think, I think they're gonna do a lot of great work, man. They do a lot of great work. They built in a huge card in Saudi Arabia, February 24. In the 3 weeks, you're gonna have February 24, you're gonna have the UFC, and you're gonna have a boxing fight. Guarantee you, they all try to compete who's gonna get the more shine. And PFL right now, the card they built in is crazy. I can't discuss it, but I think it will be one of the best cards of the year. But also, UFC have some of the biggest stars in the sport. You think they're gonna let PFL or I'm gonna let you have a bigger card than me? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's gonna, but it's all good. You know what? It's good for everybody.
Yeah,
it's good for Saudi. It's good for PFL. It's good for the UFC. It's good, and who's gonna win is the fan, right? It's the fan and the fighters, right? And it's gonna be, man. It's awesome time, man. Awesome time, and I'm excited about to see this 3 week span. Who's gonna shine more? My opinion.
No, that's true. I mean, obviously, I was aware of all three, but
they're
back to back to back to back.
Yeah. I think Patrick Mix will fight probably in March. Usman will fight after Ramadan. And we'll see what happens. He's still the champion. And I think everything will work out. It's a lot of good people involved in this business, and when you're a lot of good people involved, a lot of good things happen. At the end of the day, we don't agree on everything as a promoter and a manager, but as long as the respect is there and the trust is there, and I think everything could be fine. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like sometimes, hey, we're not gonna agree. We're gonna agree. Like the Nissan Schultz situation, I spoke against it, right? 2-time champion, but at the end of the day, also I know PFL always do the right things at the end of the day, or they try to do the right things. But I understand too, this is a business. Sometimes we're not gonna agree on business terms, but I think long as we have respect for each other, that's what's matter.
Yeah, of course. And that'll bring me to my last question, and that is regarding PFL and someone who's been the face of PFL, and that is Kayla Harrison. We have not heard much about what could be her future after she came back and beat Aspen Ladd. What are you thinking this year for Kayla Harrison?
Kayla in a space right now, listen, at the end of the day, I said, I respect Kayla, I respect PFL, I respect everybody. It's a business transaction. I don't discuss business publicly because I think business at this level, when you discuss publicly, I think people get their feeling hurt, get insulted, especially when people who are being good to you, and good to Kayla. And I think right now we not, listen, it's a lot of stuff going on with Kayla. An amateur manager or an amateur fighter will talk about a public, mess everything up, right? And I feel that Kayla's in the transitions. PFL did a lot of good things for Kayla, man. She's a multi-millionaire. She carried the promotion on her back. And they love Kayla. You know what I'm saying?
When do you think that there will be a resolution, though? Like, we will see her fight multiple times this year, or like, is it really, really up in the air?
Listen, at the end of the day, if you let Kayla fight every month, she'll fight every month. She's a competitor, right? And I think, like I said, it's a high-level business. And I think sometimes the media play with this thing and mess everything up. And respectfully, you'll be the first person to know. When this happened, I promise you, I will talk with you. But
all right, well,
right now, I'm trying to stay positive, and sometimes, we always have to think, of course, Kayla is my number one priority. I'm always going to do what's the best for Kayla, right? But also, you have to understand the whole picture. Who did what, who does what. But when, I just don't talk about contract and money publicly. I just don't think it's correct. And, very soon we're all going to know what's going on.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm curious what's next for Kayla, and you sidestepping the question and not telling me anything just made me even more curious. So I am looking forward, as always, to see what Kayla's situation is, because
Listen, at the end of the day, Kayla's big news. You know, Kayla's big news. But I can tell you this: Kayla don't turn down fights. She don't choose fight, and she like to fight. And if you're out there and say, Kayla, turn me down and all this bullshit, hey, stop lying. That's all I'm gonna tell you. But
all right,
yeah,
that's a great way to end the conversation. But actually, I got one more for you. What is your goal, Ali? Do you have like one specific goal for 2024? Is there a certain fight that you would love to make? Is there something that you would like to do with your roster or something in the sport? Like, do you have a personal goal somewhere, something that stands out for the year?
yeah, I have a goal. I want to do good business with people, everyone to be happy, benefit. I want my goal to make 10 millionaires this year. There's 10 more millionaires this year. And I think I will. Or maybe 10 at minimum. 10 between 20 millionaires. I already have 17 millionaire I manage around. They're millionaires. Like, you know, they become from zero to millionaires. And this goal I want to make between 10 to, I want to be in the big business. I don't want to, you know, and I want to build young talent. You know, a lot of guys who's young, who's coming up, you know, from Sweden, this young kid is a 135 pounder who's 10-1. I think this guy is a superstar. He's from Hamza Gym. You have a lot of young guys I want to give my time to. I want to allocate to, you know. I want to help Cody. You know, I want to help Cody Garbrandt to get back. Maybe one day fight Sean O'Malley. I think everybody would love to see this fight. Sean O'Malley, Cody Garbrandt. And by beating Figueiredo first. And I think this is the fight to make, to be honest with you. Figueiredo, 2 former champions. And I want to be servant of my athlete. They are bigger than me. I just want to serve them nonstop, 24/7. And I want to be fair to everybody. Promoter, athlete, media, sponsor. I want to be a nicer person. I want to be nicer to people. You know, that's all I want. I don't want to have beef with nobody. And the last year was kind of cool. I'm always in the news doing something, fighting with somebody. I just want to have peace. But that's it. I can have peace with everyone except one person in this game. I will never have peace with. You know who? It's Conor McGregor. I will never have peace with this guy. He's an idiot. This guy keeps sending me videos on Instagram and the direct messages. Like, we going back and forth. I'm sending that too, but he's a guy I will never have peace with. Or maybe he find God or something. Maybe we're gonna have peace, but I'll never have peace with this guy ever.
You know, you having peace and being nicer to people, I love that, man. I think that is a great goal for 2024. Always fun talking to you, Ali. I'm sure I'll see you at a fight soon. But in the meantime, man, yeah, take care of yourself, and I'll see you at an event very soon.
Pleasure. Thank you, guys. Thank
All
you,
right, thanks, Ali.